So I wasn't planning on recording anything today. I just finished up commentary on a long-form debate, and I was thinking of taking a night or two off. I wanted to maybe spend some time with my family, play some Pokemon on my DS emulator on my computer. I mean, I'm not even ready. My shirt's dirty. But then I saw that Milk Bar TV dropped an absolute bombshell story yesterday regarding Candace Owens and her Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk narrative. And it might just be the most damning indication that Candace is manipulating her audience that I've ever seen. But before we get into it, guys, if y'all like content like this, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you like our content, and it prompts YouTube to push our stuff out to more and more people. We're also now on Patreon. Link is in the description. And your support there as a Tier 1 member can ensure that I can still make videos like this and not go broke. Without further ado, let's get into it.
And of all of the samples that were on there, Tyler's was the most degraded. That is an absolute bombshell. And let me explain why.
Candace Owens tries to spin the ATF's DNA expert's testimony into proof that Tyler Robinson couldn't possibly be the shooter.
Tyler Robinson, despite all of these prints on the gun, Tyler Robinson's DNA was the most degraded. And take a listen to her say that.
What you term the major profile have the largest amount of degradation in that sample?
There was, yes.
That is an absolute bombshell. It does not seem to me that DNA would suddenly degrade immediately after someone shoots a person, jumps off a rooftop, and tosses the gun into a nearby bush. It's not possible.
So notice what she does right there, guys. Candace's exact quote says, "It does not seem to me the DNA would suddenly degrade after somebody shoots somebody from a roof and tosses the gun into a nearby bush. It's not possible." So she makes a very soft claim, "It seems to me," and then she goes to, "It's not possible." Those two claims aren't really in the same realm. If something seems a certain way to you, you don't have a justification for saying it's not possible. So this is what's called a hasty generalization, maybe with a little non sequitur peppered in there. You're drawing a definitive conclusion from incomplete evidence. Based on what I currently see, I conclude there is no other explanation. This is exactly what Candace does here.
None of the testing in any of the three reports can answer the question of how and when DNA got deposited. Is that true?
That is true.
Just 2 days prior in court, the FBI's DNA expert clearly laid out that DNA degradation can be caused by a range of factors, including heat, humidity, and all sorts of environmental factors.
Degradation, seeing degradation in a sample could lend me to believe that there may be, that sample may have been subjected to cleaning or high heat an extended period of time. So I can't tell why an item is degraded.
What we learned during the rest of the ATF agent's testimony that this is absolutely possible. And there are many ways that DNA can degrade fairly quickly due to the natural environment or deliberate actions like cleaning.
Does she say that Tyler Robinson's DNA was too degraded to be able to identify, or that the degradation ruled him out as the shooter? In fact, the opposite happened. Despite observing signs of degradation, she testified that the DNA was at least 1 trillion times more likely to have originated from Tyler Robinson as the major contributor.
The likelihood ratio that you analyzed in this question in calculation number 3.
For this exhibit, the DNA profile was at least 1 trillion times more likely if it originated from Tyler Robinson as the major component and 3 unknown unrelated individuals than if it originated from 4 unrelated individuals.
You say at least 1 trillion times more likely. So it could be a much higher number than 1 trillion. Is that accurate?
It's possible.
1 trillion times more likely to have come from Tyler Robinson than from an unrelated individual. And that's despite any of the degradation that occurred. This means that degradation, like Milk Bar said, does in no way, shape, or form mean that Tyler Robinson wasn't the shooter and didn't leave his DNA on the gun and at the scene that day. Candace is trying to frame that as not possible, but based on the ATF agent's testimony, it's 100% possible. In fact, it's 1 trillion times more likely.
The likelihood ratio that you analyzed in this question in calculation number 3.
I don't think we need this.
The DNA profile was at least 1.
Okay, so you heard her say that his was the most degraded.
And then the moment of truth. Well, not truth. You see, she tells her producer to cut it. We don't need to see any more of that. Why? The ATF agent was about to include that vital context in that testimony, and Candace deliberately cut it before then. Now, if she wanted to address it later, fine, but she didn't. She acted like the last 15 seconds of the tape didn't happen. She goes right back to her original point, which again doesn't make sense within the context of the ATF agent's full testimony. So I don't live in Candace's head, guys. I can only make my best guesses and my best inferences, but it seems to me that it's not possible that Candace is telling the truth here. It seems to me that what Candace is doing is she's selectively showing you clips to fit her narrative. But this is exactly what she's been doing for the last 10 months. She cherry picks evidence to fit her conclusion and ignores everything else. I try to be as charitable as possible, guys, but it's really hard for me not to conclude that Candace is being very dishonest with this. I think Candace really fucked up.
I don't think we need this.
She got caught red-handed, and now it's coming to bite her in the ass. And to be honest, good. She spent the last 10 months grifting off of her friend's death for profit, and she's been raking it in. And if there was any doubt in people's minds that maybe Candace is just misguided, this clip here should completely dispel that notion. This is intentional. So I don't know, guys. What do y'all think? Was this an honest mistake? Does it just look bad? Is it a coincidence? Or do you think she got caught deliberately misleading her audience? Let me know down in the comments. By the way, big shout out to Milk Bar TV for putting this together. I put a link in the description to his channel. Please, please go show him some love. Give him a like, subscribe. He did a great job bringing this to light. And shockingly, it only has 7,500 views. So we need to get the word out there. Thanks, guys. Are you looking for more content like this? Hit that subscribe button and check out the link on screen. Come on, you know you want to do it.